Baby, what's the rush? It's barely dawn, Marcus purred, a confident smirk playing on his face. Your useless fiancé, Lilay, is halfway across the world, right? On his big, boring business trip? Sarah gave him a sharp look. That useless fiancé is the only reason we're sitting in this penthouse, Marcus. And yes, he's gone, but I can't be late. I need to copy the final schematics before the system autolocks. Just one more day, then I break it off, and you and I take that private jet to the Maldives. Marcus frowned, a flicker of impatience crossing his features. You promised me the core files a week ago, Sarah. My father is starting to lose patience. Sarah froze. Wait, your father? I thought your family just had some old money. What does he have to do with the data? Marcus quickly masked his slip-up with a forced laugh. Just investors, baby. They want to see progress on the deal. Cut to a sleek, dark office. Lilay is watching the surveillance footage on a massive screen, a cold cup of coffee beside him. His loyal assistant, Victor, stands nearby. She's predictable, Victor. Lilay's voice was calm, devoid of all warmth. The corporate secrets I left for her to find, did she take the bait? Every last bit, young master. The files are gone. Just as you predicted, Victor confirmed. She believes she's handed over the company's future to her lover. But the data she stole is a Trojan horse, a financial blueprint designed to look like a goldmine, but it's a guaranteed catastrophe for anyone who uses it. Lilay managed a chilling, empty smile. Excellent. Let her little gigolo deliver the poison to his own doorstep. Victor then slid a manila folder across the desk. Young master, I also completed the background check on the man she calls Marcus. He's not a trust fund playboy, sir. He's Damien Thorne, the only son of Jonathan Thorne. Your family's oldest, most bitter corporate rival. This was never just about money. This was an assassination plot. This was an assassination plot dressed up as a love affair. Lilay's eyes hardened, staring at the screen where Sarah's triumphant laughter echoed softly. He must be dealt with, Victor. Prepare the announcement. Tonight, the trap closes. Like the video if till now you enjoyed it. Lilay leaned back, the weight of a decade of trust, now exposed as a decade of cold-blooded deception, settling heavily on his shoulders. I gave her everything, Victor. Access to the main database, a seat at the board, my family's complete trust. I even gave her full control of the entire Q3 acquisition budget. And she paid me back by funding a hostile takeover with the heir of my enemy. He scoffed, a dry, bitter sound. It's poetic, really. Her greed is about to bankrupt the very people she's trying to impress. Sarah, utterly convinced she had secured the genuine, high-value core data, had been funneling millions from the Q3 budget to Damien to prove her worth to Thorne Industries. In reality, she was pouring our liquid assets directly into a disastrous, fabricated merger opportunity created by Lilay himself. The secrets she stole weren't the keys to victory, they were detailed instructions for corporate suicide. The rival, Thorne Industries, believing the data was genuine and that our company was vulnerable, was now fully committed to the largest merger in their history, a merger that would see their assets diluted and their stock plummet to zero the moment the paperwork was signed. The Founders Gala is set for 8 p.m., Victor reminded him. Thorne Industries is planning to announce the successful merger with our subsidiary, the one they think they bought with our stolen data. Lilay checked his watch, adjusting his cuff links. Good. I want the media team on standby. I want a live feed of the confrontation streamed globally. Every single one of Thorne's shareholders needs to witness how his son's stupidity and my former fiancé's betrayal will wipe them out. The desk phone buzzed. Lilay glanced at the screen. Sarah. He picked up, his voice dripping with false affection. Hello, honey, he said. Lee. You're back. I was hoping I could surprise you. I got us tickets to the Founders Gala tonight, Sarah chirped, completely oblivious. I know how much you hate them, but I thought it would be a nice surprise for when you got back. Lilay paused, staring at the live feed of her applying makeup for her grand entrance. Surprise? You have absolutely no idea, Sarah. Tell me, what color dress are you wearing? I need to make sure my tie matches the occasion. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. The grand ballroom of the Founders Gala was a blinding sea of glittering gowns and tailored tuxedos. Jonathan Thorne, Damien's father and CEO of Thorne Industries, stood on stage, his face beaming with predatory triumph. With the acquisition of this new, cutting-edge technology, he declared, holding up a crystal flash drive, the very one Sarah had copied the fake data onto, Thorn Industries is proud to announce a merger that will redefine the future of global tech. Suddenly, the house lights dimmed. A single spotlight slammed onto the stage entrance, illuminating Li Lei. He was immaculately dressed, holding a microphone. "Forgive me, Mr. Thorn," Li Lei said, his voice echoing through the stunned silence. "But I think you're announcing the wrong merger." Sarah burst through the crowd, her face a mask of panic. "Li, what are you doing? This is a business matter, you shouldn't be here." "Oh, but I should, Sarah," he countered, stepping closer. "Because the technology on that flash drive? It's mine. Or rather, it was mine. The moment you handed it to your boyfriend, Damien Thorn, this entire transaction became a clear case of corporate espionage and theft." On the massive LED screen behind Jonathan Thorn, the surveillance footage from the penthouse snapped to life, Sarah and Damien sharing a stolen kiss and discussing the heist. The collective gasp in the room was deafening, the sound of 1,000 reputations shattering. "You wanted to surprise me with this gala, Sarah? Well, here is my surprise for you." A security team escorted Sarah's father, Mr. Davison, into the room. He looked confused, then utterly horrified. "Li Lei, what is the meaning of this? Sarah, tell me this isn't true." "It's true, Mr. Davison," Li Lei said, his gaze fixed on the old man. "Your daughter didn't just break my heart, she stole over $40 million of my company's Q3 acquisition budget to finance this little side hustle. A debt which, as her primary benefactor, you are now legally responsible for." The main doors burst open. Damien Thorn, flanked by his legal team, marched in, ready to save his father's deal, but Li Lei just smiled. "You shouldn't have been so eager to use my data, Damien. It's what we call a poison pill. You've already committed to the merger, and my lawyers just filed the papers." Jonathan Thorn, his face purple with rage and disbelief, roared, "My son delivered you data that ensures my victory. You can't stop this merger." "I don't need to stop it, Mr. Thorn," Li Lei replied, calmly. "I planned it. That data didn't guarantee your success, it guaranteed your collapse. The technology you thought you were acquiring is based on a fundamentally flawed, outdated algorithm. By committing Thorn Industries to this merger, you have leveraged your entire company, your entire future, against a worthless asset. The moment you sign, you trigger a clause that wipes out 90% of your equity." He turned back to Sarah, who was now weeping, her expensive makeup streaked and running. "You and Damien were so focused on the betrayal that you completely overlooked the revenge. You thought you were playing the long game for a private jet and a stack of cash. In reality, you were delivering your own father's legacy, and your lover's company, right into my waiting hands." Sarah's father stared at his daughter, his hand trembling as the reality set in. "You, unfilial daughter. You betrayed the man who loved you and destroyed the name of our family for a temporary fling with a rival?" Li Lei watched the scene with cold satisfaction. He had lost a fortune to set this trap, but he had regained his honor and dismantled his biggest corporate rival simultaneously. He had been betrayed, but he had also proved that trust is a weapon best wielded by the injured party. He dropped the microphone, the metallic clang a final punctuation mark in the silent ballroom. The police arrived moments later, not for Li Lei, but for Damien, Sarah, and her now implicated father. Li Lei walked through the chaos, past the whispers and the cameras, the cold taste of victory settling in his soul. Li Lei looks directly into the camera, U.S. English accent strong and clear. "This isn't just a story about a broken heart. It's about a cold-blooded calculation. When the stakes are. It's about a cold-blooded calculation. When the stakes are this high, betrayal is the most expensive mistake you can make." Subscribe our channel to get more videos about betrayals.